Today, in Stories from Our Neighborhood, we have Nile Waters, for learners of all ages. The Nile, along with the Amazon, is one of the longest rivers in the world. To give you an idea of how long it can cover the entire length of the United States and most of Canada. Now that is very long. When the Nile is mentioned, most people think of Egypt. It is the lifeline of Egypt. Egypt, in turn, was the breadbasket for Europe for centuries. It was the Nile that made it possible for the huge quantities of wheat that were grown in Egypt, which Europe wanted. But like many things in the world, there is more to the story than what we generally know. It is true that the Nile is in Egypt, but it is also in 10 other countries. It doesn't even originate in Egypt. It has 2 points of origin, one in Ethiopia and the other in Lake Victoria, which is shared by 5 other countries. The Nile flows through 11 African countries and joins the Mediterranean Sea. It becomes part of a sea which touches 3 continents: Europe, Asia, and Africa. There are almost 24 countries that border the Mediterranean Sea, like France, Greece, Spain, Israel, and Turkey. From the Mediterranean Sea, these countries can connect to the Atlantic Ocean. If you travel to the west on it, you reach the Americas. If you travel north on it, it leads you to other parts of Europe and then to the Arctic Ocean. If you go south, you reach the tip of Africa, from where you can connect to the Indian Ocean. So, if you think of it, the story of the Nile is not just of Egypt, not just of Africa even, but that of many continents and oceans. Now, if the Nile had said, "I'm not going to flow, I will limit myself to the source of my origin," what do you think will have happened? If all the rivers decided they're not going to flow, what will happen? It is foolish to think that. Rivers flow and join other rivers. Rivers also join seas. Seas join oceans. When you go to a beach anywhere in the world and the waves touch you, can you know the origin of that water? No, you can't. What you can say with certainty is that the water is mixed. There is nothing, absolutely nothing, in the gifts of nature that we can claim belongs only to us. Because if the clouds gave rain only where they were formed, if they refused to travel to other places, what would happen to us? If the rivers remained only in their places of origin, if they refused to go to other lands, what would happen to us? If nature refused to share, we would all be dead. People also travel around. Nowadays, you can even get tested to see what percentage of your DNA comes from Africa, Asia, Europe, Australia, or the Americas. There is no one who's 100% anything. So, the next time you are told you should not share with other people who cross the border or the sea, remind yourself of the Nile, of the Mediterranean and the Atlantic Ocean. Think about where you came from. You will find that the one who has crossed the border or the sea may be connected with you in ways that are not so easily seen. Just like water. Hey Dad, do you remember that song?
Which song, darling?
This land is your land?
Yeah, do you want to sing it?
Mm-hmm.
Are you ready?
Mm-hmm.
How's it go?
As I went walking the middle of highway, I saw above me, out in the skyway, I saw below me
A golden
valley. This land was made for you and me. This land is your land, this land is my land.
from California.
To the New York Island, from the redwood forest to the Gulf Stream waters, this land was made for you and me.
I roamed and
Rambled, I followed my footsteps to the sparkling sand of her diamond desert. Gulf Stream waters. This land was made for you and me.
Was a great big
Wall there
built to try and
stop me, with a great big sign there said private property.
But on the
The other side,
it
didn't say